Hi guys, Rob here and welcome to week 22 of my quarantine lockdown here in Cebu, Philippines. In this week's video, I'm going to show you the stats and figures for the coronavirus here in the Philippines and worldwide. I'm going to look at some news. So this week also made a trip over to SM in Cebu City. I'm just going to show you my experiences getting there and also inside the shopping mall. So let's get to the video. So worldwide, coronavirus cases has reached 23.8 million cases, 816,514 deaths, and 16.3 million recoveries. I just want to highlight the daily new cases in the world. It seems to be plateauing out at this stage anyhow. Looking at individual countries, the USA is number 1 still, with nearly 6 million cases. Brazil, India, Russia, and South Africa rounding out the top 5. The Philippines is still at number 22. Looking at the Philippines in more details, the total number of cases is closing in on 200,000. 59,200 being active and just over 3,000 deaths. The graph is showing some type of flattening of the daily new cases, although the numbers are still quite high. There has been some talk about the Philippines flattening the curve by September. The Health Undersecretary played this down though, as it's too early to predict this, but it's something to watch in the coming weeks. The bright spot in the Philippines is the Visayas area, which continues a downward trend. Just looking at the daily figures for the last number of days, you can see in the numbers they have been a lot better than they have been previously. Let's hope this trend continues, as it will lead to the downgrading of the quarantine in Cebu in September. So these face shields are becoming more and more important. A lot of places are requiring you to wear these now. And just the FYI, when you buy these, there is a plastic sheeting inside cover thing that you have to pull off. I didn't notice that until about 2 days later. Does make it a little bit clearer. So it's going to be mandatory to wear these face shields in places such as shopping malls and public transport. That means trains, buses, jeepneys, taxis, passenger vessels and aeroplanes. The Russian vaccine, which is to be trialled in the Philippines, has shown no serious side effects, and it should be able to provide protection for at least 2 years. So I'm trying to get to SM City in Cebu City from Mandue across. So I'm going to see if I can get through with what I've got as a certificate from the hotel. So what I mean by that is I don't have a quarantine pass and I use a certificate provided by the hotel. Apparently there's a checkpoint that I have to go through, so I'm going to try and see him get through. So I'm here in SM Cebu City. I was able to come from Mandue to get here. So coming through the checkpoint between Mandue and Cebu City, I was just waved through, so had no issues there. Here I am. It's definitely quieter than I'm used to, but it's the first time I've been in Cebu City since March. So not all the shops are open here. One noticeable closure is Mcdonalds. I wanted to have Thai, but it's closed, damn it. The food court at SM down here, you can't get down on the escalators here. Bo's Coffee is closed. The Mang Inasal here in SM is closed. So this is how Jollibee operates here at SM. There's lines out the front, someone there to take your temperature. So you have to write your name down when you enter into Jollibee here. So I'm at the French baker. So on entry you got to write your name and address here in the book. It's 12 o'clock and you should see empty in here.
Burger stick and rice spoon.
That's all? That one?
The only.
Nothing else?
We have pasta, sir. Only bolognese and 6 type.
Okay.
And the rest coffee and drink.
Thank you, miss. I had the spare rib. It was okay, although I really didn't have much of a choice. Also with Starbucks you need to register before you enter. You could also do it.
You can also fill up online.
Oh, okay. So this is how Starbucks operates. It's got this plastic shielding for when you order your coffee. Just a note on the free Wi-Fi at SM, it's temporarily not available as they don't want people hanging out at the malls. You have to sign before you go into this Ace Hardware. So the key points I took away from my visit to SM It's extremely quiet, and people just come in here to get the necessities rather than for leisure. And that's really what the government is wanting. It's a bit concerning obviously for businesses, with some of the shops still closed and the ones that were open obviously not making a lot of business. I really just wanted to eat at the Thai restaurant, so it was a bit disappointing that that restaurant was closed. Anyway, I won't be probably coming back to here till after the quarantine's finished. I also wanted to check out McDonald's in Mandue and show you the processes here as well. So these are the new safety measures when you come to McDonald's. You've got to register your name, and you get your temperature checked and also alcohol spray. So the measures that got in place are pretty much across the board with all restaurants here in Cebu.
For eating at McDonald's.
Ordering food, you have to line up with social distancing between each person. You can see on screen a short video on how they're making McDonald's a safer place to eat at.
And when you buy food, the cashiers have got that plastic panel.
Seating is set up so you don't face one another when you eat. Even the drive-thru at McDonald's has new protocols in place, such as the handling of money in trays. And this is the plastic shielding for taxi drivers between the driver and the passenger. Thank you so much for watching. Keep safe out there, and I'll catch you next time. Cheers.